How does the Dutch oven of Shaedon Sharpe pipe smell to you, Brandon Sprague?
Well, it smells delightful. Let me give you a pro tip. Anybody out there ever going to make homemade pho? Never make pho and eat it the same day you make it. You make pho and you let it stew overnight.
It's got to do an overnight stew?
Oh, the broth is infinitely better the second day.
Not
breakfast pho is always the best pho.
Oh, I've never had breakfast pho before.
It's the best. Shaedon Sharpe. No, I saw that clip. I'm glad
he's not the only one, by the way. Drew Holiday's not the only one. This has been a consistent theme. I just pulled one. We're not going to play all of them. That has been a consistent theme amongst players at training camp of like, this dude came in ready to go. He looks great. He's cooking everybody.
Great. There's two me's that exist. There's baby Kobe me, and then there's me on Mike Richmond's podcast a few months ago during the summer where I'm like, dude, how are we not all wondering the same stuff? Right? And I don't need every player in the NBA to be screaming in your face, loud, rah guy, right? Like, not everybody's Anthony Edwards.
Sure.
But I think some of it shows itself in the game. Duncan can be quiet. I see Duncan never be quiet in a game. So this is fantastic. I'm living in the best possible scenario. The guy I have seen have all this potential. We know the athleticism's there, but you can see the skill set from time to time. It's the consistency part for his game. And so it's great to hear Drew Holiday. It's great to hear Toumani Camara and Donovan Clingan and, all these guys saying how nice it's been as a start of the training camp. Great. I think he should start. We can argue about defense all we want. I'm not like Jeremy Grant was amazing defensively last year. Yeah, better than Shaedon. Okay, great barometer there.
Jeremy Grant sucks.
I want offense. I care about offense because their offense is a question mark going in.
Yeah.
This guy provides you offense. I love hearing that he's been aggressive and he's taken it to some of these defensive-minded guys.
Sure.
I want to see that play out, right? It's one thing to give it to me in training camp where I can't actually see it, and it's great to hear the compliments. It's another to go out into the season. You tip it off on October 22nd. It's against Minnesota. It's a Western Conference juggernaut. And go out there and from the start,
go toe-to-toe with Anthony Edwards.
Let's go see it. Yeah. Like I'm at that stage now. It's not an anti-Shaedon thing. People have labeled me some anti-Shaedon guy, even though I nicknamed him Baby Kobe. It's like, I love to see it. And this is year 4.
There's a prove-it factor of, like, you don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore going into year 4. It's not he's young, he's developed. Like, at some point there have to be, and some people would argue there have been results, and I get that there's a lot of things that you can point to with him. His point per game total was up last year. I didn't love the way that they handled him. He averaged fewer minutes per game in year 3 than he did in year 2. That's just inexcusable as an organization. You want to tell me you don't want him to start because he didn't play great defense? That's fine. To cut his minutes from year 2 to year 3 when you're trying to figure out who this guy is laughably dumb, and he shot 31% from 3.
The three balls
that is
a problem.
Jaw-dropping statistic where year 1 in the NBA, he was 36%, year 2, he was 33%, year 3, he was 31%.
And 31 is more of a sample, like the 30 games for year 2 over what it was year 3 is a big difference to me.
72 games in year 3, 32 games in year 2.
And so that massive difference is the, as you mentioned, jaw-dropping part. Like, those are Scoot year 1 3-point numbers.
Yeah, that's awful.
We were
for a guy
all
we can
out
think
on Scoot because he shot that percentage. That was Shaedon's numbers from 3. So I'd like to see a better percentage there, but also just play your game. That's the interesting part to me. It's not their defense. Everybody and their mom with a pulse following this team knows about they're a defensive-minded team first.
Yes.
They have a new offense this year. They made staff changes about it. I really want to see it because I'm curious what it's going to be for Shaedon. I think there's moments last year where you can look, and it's not an excuse. I just think he's put in spots where it's not about what his game is. And so that didn't end well for him from a percentage standpoint from behind the arc. Is he going to just get the ball, operate a little bit with the handle, and get to the midi? I want to see that Shaedon because that's the Shaedon that's good. The one that attacks is good. And I just want to see the consistency night in and night out because that is if he has a step to take, that's the step, is what do you bring night to night? Yeah. When you become one of the best, and he's in a contract year.
This is a massive year for him in that regard.
This is get the bag season for him.
Yeah.
You got to bring it night to night and show out the way that they're saying you're showing out so far in camp. It's great, encouraging news to hear that. The next one is going to be do it the rest of camp and then apply it once the regular season starts.
Both him and Joe Cronin answered questions on Media Day on Monday about the contract situation. Sharpe didn't have a lot to say about it.
He said it's between his agents and management. He's not involved in it.
No.
He's not going to concern himself about.
And Cronin basically said, to paraphrase, like, we're willing to do whatever is in the best interest of him and the team, and that we're not ruling out anything, whether it's a deal getting done before the year starts, during the season, or obviously at the end of the year. They have been waiting on getting that extension done for a guy who's in line for, likely a $100 million contract extension is basically the ballpark of what you're looking at for some of the guys his age.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question that I would ask, because this stuff's super encouraging to hear. You get excited. Like, sometimes we make fun of training camp or fall camp stories, if you will, and then they end up being true.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, everybody's going to tell you good things in training camp about their team and the way they're playing and the way that they look, and then we'll get a glimpse of it, right? Are you just lying to me because your team's not very good and all of you were seeing in camp is maybe a bad team beating up on a bad team and you're not very good? Or is it genuinely what you were seeing in camp comes to fruition in the regular season? I'll use one analogy for you. This was Oregon in fall camp with their freshman running backs. Everybody's talking like, hey, they got these two backs. And it's like, yeah, well, everybody says they got good running backs in training camp. Kind of looks like it's become true. They got some pretty good running backs in that room, and two of them are true freshmen, right? So maybe that ends up being the case with Shaedon Sharpe. With an extension looming for him, or a decision on an extension looming for him, what are the numbers that he puts up this year that make you go, that's worth what ballpark are we talking? $120 million deal, 4 year, 120, 110.
I have to go
400.
Check. It's in that 4 year, 100 million something range, right?
Because he was in the 2022 NBA draft, right?
He's not going to get the Wagner contract. He's not the $200 million rookie extension guy.
No.
But when you look last year, was he?
How about Jabari Smith? What did Jabari Smith end up getting?
I think it was 4 for 120.
Because Jabari Smith has been fine. 5 for 122.
5 for 122.
So let's just use
that was good because that's just good business. That's not a bad number. That's still tradable if somebody wants him. He's a young asset.
So let's say 4 for 100. What do you want? What do we need to see from Shaedon Sharpe this year? Because the point per game total went up, the minutes per game total went down. I'm with you on the offensive fit. It was kind of a square peg, round hole kind of situation.
Like, don't just
times.
corner him and say shoot the ball from 3 right there. Like,
he's a guy that loves taking mid-range jumpers and attacking the hoop and all that. And it felt like they made him take. I don't know, made him is the right word, but he took a lot of threes. He attempted 5.6 in his second year in the NBA.
Yeah.
He was up to 6.6 last year, despite the percentage going down.
You don't make staff changes and revamp your offense if you don't think it's a problem. So that was the first tell. That's not just an us opinion. That's internally telling you.
Yeah.
And I think Chauncey comped to Roy Rogers, moving on from him to their next guy, and I'm blanking on his name right now, but bringing in Tiago Splitter and whatnot. I believe he comped it to math. And he said, we basically need to upgrade from what we're doing now to, and then he used a different form of math and just saying that's kind of what it is. So I think internally they knew last year that their offense had problems. What do you need to see to get the contract? I mean, he's at 18.5 last. I don't even know if it's a number-based thing, to be honest.
Is it a consistency
thing?
Like, even if the numbers are there?
Thing. I watch this guy really closely because I'm so high on him coming out, right? And then you see these flashes. It's the nights where you see him go score 20-something and then follow it up with 6. And you're just like, dude, what?
Where was that?
Yeah, and I everybody's kind of prone to having a game like that, but when you are expected to be a certain level as a first-round top 7 pick, you kind of want to see them avoiding that. So, one, it'd be nice to see a little more trust from the coaching staff in him. I think they're kind of quick to bail on him in moments, and as a fan, it's not that I'm like super anti-Chauncey. It's just those are things for me. You're not winning games. And so this whole like Jeremy over Shaedon, I know it's become the rage debate on the internet for Blazer fan.
Yeah, who should start?
But it's like the fact that one just gets a clear-cut benefit because he's a vet who was promised this and that and the contract.
He's making a lot of money.
That bothers me a little bit if there's just like a given promise, okay, benefit of doubt stuff where it's like.
You can't hold different people to different standards. There's got to be one standard. And if you're not living up to the standard, everybody should be held accountable.
We know in sports that's not always true, but I would like to see some. All right, Shaedon, can you get out of this little rut moment you're having in the third quarter instead of just go to the bench at the end of the fourth?
Yeah.
I'd like to see some of that. So I think it didn't answer your question fully, but I think for me,
there's something there. Yeah.
It's more a look, a consistency, an
not
effort.
Just saying 20 points per game and this many rebounds and this many assists.
I don't think that's not going to be how they gauge that contract extension. I don't think, unless he just explodes for 27.5 points per game this year.
Sure, and has that level of season.
And they're a top 6 team, and it's
then he's a $200 million man.
Then it's a different conversation.
Then you got to know what you're giving to baby Kobe.
So unless you think it goes there, I don't think it's going to be just numbers based. I think it's going to be partially what we're talking about of effort, consistency, a little bit more aggressiveness, and Chauncey being able to tell himself, okay, I'll trust you to get out of this little mini slump in the second quarter or third quarter and play a little bit more in the fourth.
All right, Blazer fans, you buying into the training camp hype that Shaedon Sharpe's turning heads? He's cooking Drew Holiday. One guy says, of course, he's cooking a 37-year-old, which is a whole different angle on it. But, hey, each their own. Day 2 or day 3, I guess, of training camp.